Okay, imagine this. An industry is fundamentals in construction, right? It literally builds our world, and it's standing right on the edge of this massive, unprecedented change, driven by something we hear about constantly, artificial intelligence. Welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we're plunging into the really fascinating, maybe even a bit startling, near future of AI specifically in construction. Our main source for this is a really compelling article from Built Worlds. It's called AI Building Blocks for Construction, From Agents to Automation and Integration. It was written by Eric Lamb and Omar Smith. They're from Blackhorn Ventures, and it just came out July 29, 2025.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, I think, is that this article leans heavily on a key forecast. It's called the AI 2027 report. It comes from a nonprofit, the AI Futures Project. And the person leading that is Daniel Kokotajli. He's actually a former OpenAI governance researcher. And get this, he's got a track record for accurately predicting some major LLM milestones. Okay, so he's got credibility. And the core idea we're digging into today, which comes straight from his report, it's this concept of a race scenario. Basically, the idea that AI systems could actually surpass human-level intelligence by, wait for it, 2027.
Yeah, I mean, that's just 2 years away. It's pretty striking. So our mission today really is to unpack what that report predicts, specifically the advancements in AI capabilities and how they're likely to impact the AEC industry, that's architecture, engineering, and construction. We're looking at the next 3 years, 2025, 2026, and 2027.
Right. And this isn't just like science fiction speculation. The report apparently grounds this whole thought experiment in quantitative modeling.
Exactly. It's trying to put some numbers and structure behind the forecast.
So look, whether you're deep in the AEC industry yourself, or maybe you're just really curious about how AI is going to reshape, well, everything, this conversation is going to be crucial for you. We think so, anyway. Okay, so let's set the stage a bit more. This AI 2027 report, it talks about this race scenario. What does that actually assume?
Well, the basic assumption is that governments, institutions, big companies, they're all going to essentially double down on pushing AI forward, hard, which leads to this incredibly fast, maybe even unavoidable transformation across pretty much all industries.
Right. And linking that back to construction.
Yeah.
What's the big takeaway for people in the industry right now?
The message is loud and clear. You have to engage with these AI tools now, like right now. The report and the Built Worlds article echoing it basically says waiting around to see what happens. That's just not a viable strategy anymore.
Because roles could change.
Yeah.
Relevance could shift.
Fundamentally, we're talking about fundamental alteration of roles, and maybe even the value proposition of certain jobs is potentially that big.
Wow. Okay, so let's get concrete. Phase 1, 2025. That's this year. What does the report say is happening right now in construction AI?
So 2025 is really marked by the spread of what they call AI agents. These are systems that can, take multi-step actions. They can do sequences of things. But here's the catch. They're often unreliable, very unreliable sometimes.
So like early co-pilots, helping out, but definitely not in charge.
Exactly. Think of them as co-pilots who are still learning the controls. They need a lot of supervision. They're definitely not flying solo.
The article uses the term stumbling into processes, which sounds about right. And it says their best use cases right now are in structured, text-based tasks.
That's where they shine initially, yeah. Because these 2025 models, they mostly operate in language and code environments. And they need pretty strict, hard-coded rules, to stop them from making mistakes or going off the rails.
What about visual stuff? Construction is so visual.
Right. Well, some can process images, but they don't really interpret visual or spatial information reliably on their own. Not yet. Their usefulness there really depends on a lot of external setup, scaffolding, and definitely human oversight.
And the tools to customize them, the fine-tuning.
Still pretty basic. Nascent is the word they used, which makes complex workflows, things with lots of steps, kind of undependable right now.
Okay, so where are they making a tangible difference this year? Project management.
Yeah, that's a key area. AI tools are starting to help with retrieving information, reviewing documents, summarizing things. Think about like submittals, those docs needing approval, or RFIs, the requests for information, also closeout packages, O&M manuals, the operations and maintenance guides, warranty logs, that kind of stuff.
So organizing information, finding things.
Exactly. They can flag if a document seems to be missing or suggest edits, but, and this is crucial, they cannot reason through complex planning or scheduling decisions yet.
Got it. More like a superpowered search and summary tool for documents.
Pretty much. Then you've got estimating and cost forecasting. Computer vision is starting to automate material takeoff, so counting windows, doors, pipes from drawings to get quantities for early estimate.
That sounds useful.
It is, But again, the reliability issue comes up. The source is very clear. They're too unreliable right now for truly accurate cost forecasting without a human checking everything carefully.
So still needs that human sanity check. What about design?
Okay, this is interesting. AI tools are beginning to support design workflows. They can help identify potential constructability issues, things that might be hard to build. And they can speed up generating basic drawings.
Can they spot clashes? Like a pipe going through a beam?
With some tuning, yes, they can flag clashes or maybe incomplete parts of the design, but they're far from generating high-fidelity, complete designs autonomously, nowhere near that yet.
Still, even that flagging ability must save designers time, right? Allow more iteration.
Absolutely, it shifts the focus. Designers can explore more options because the tool handles some of the grunt work of checking. It's an efficiency game, for sure.
And the article mentioned one area that's surprisingly reliable even now in 2025.
Yeah, this one kind of stood out, automated contract and proposal responses. Apparently, these tools can draft initial proposals or review contracts by pulling info from RFPs, owner data, past projects.
Using text they understand well.
Exactly. It's a structured, text-heavy task. Often they use a human-in-the-loop workflow, so someone reviews it, but the initial drafting is much faster. It offers immediate value.
Okay, that's 2025. Stumbling copilots, good with text, need supervision. Let's jump ahead. Phase 2, 2026. What changes?
So 2026 sees increased data integration and more automation. Things start to connect better. The AI capabilities expand pretty significantly, but it's not necessarily because of some huge breakthrough in AI autonomy, like AI suddenly thinking for itself much better.
So what's driving the improvement then?
It's more about faster development cycles, wider access to the underlying AI models, and crucially, better data infrastructure within companies. And here's a key shift. Developers get better at fine-tuning these models. They can use smaller, high-quality data sets to make them more reliable and specialized.
So instead of generalist AI, we get more focused expert copilots.
Exactly. More reliable, specialized copilots emerge.
And how does that change what the AI can do?
Well, it means the AI systems move beyond just finding information, like in 2025.
Yeah.
They start getting embedded more into actual decision-making workflows.
Okay, unpack that. What does embedded in decision-making look like?
Think of it like this. 2025 AI is maybe like a research assistant finding papers. 2026 AI is more like a junior consultant. It doesn't just find facts. It starts evaluating options, maybe proposing schedule adjustments, flagging specific design risks proactively, or even recommending changes to the supply chain.
So it's offering suggestions, not just data.
Precisely. It's a definite step change from the more static outputs we saw in 2025. It's more interactive, more suggestive.
So let's look at examples. Automated design and modeling.
Yeah, these tools become much more useful in 2026. They can take schematic designs, those early ideas, and extend them towards, say, 80 or 90% completeness.
Wow, 80, 90%. What does that include?
Things like preliminary BIM modeling, that's building information modeling, the 3D digital representation, and optimizing layouts.
That allows for much faster iteration, I imagine.
Massively faster. But again, human oversight is still essential. You need the experienced designer to guide it and validate it.
But starting with an 80% complete draft, that's a huge time saver.
Huge. And then there's smart planning.
Okay, what's that?
AI starts assisting more actively in planning processes, scheduling, coordinating the supply chain, analyzing the site. It can flag potential trade-offs. If you do this, it impacts that. And then starts spotting common sequencing errors. The article gives the example of planning drywall before the MEP roughen the mechanical, electrical, plumbing work. That's a classic mistake.
So it helps avoid those basic but costly errors.
Right. It's a shift towards more dynamic planning support. The AI is actively helping you plan better, avoiding known pitfalls.
What about managing risk? Construction is inherently risky.
This is a big one for 2026. AI systems, because they're being trained on more real-world construction data now, start to actually predict project risks. They analyze patterns maybe in design choices or the specific team composition or historical data from similar projects.
Then they give early warnings.
Exactly. They offer early signals before problems escalate into major issues or delays. Imagine catching a potential major delay weeks or months in advance.
That could save fortunes and lives, potentially. What about safety itself?
Safety systems get a significant upgrade in 2026, according to the model. Because of that better fine-tuning on specific construction data video from sites, computer vision feeds, sensor data, AI-powered safety systems become much more capable.
Detecting more things, more
But
reliably.
yes, they can reliably detect standard hazards, like someone not wearing their PPE personal protective equipment or identifying fall risks, or maybe unsafe use of equipment. And they can flag deviations from established safety protocols.
So they move beyond just spotting one thing.
Right. They evolve from just point solutions into more proactive site-wide safety platforms, constantly monitoring, analyzing, and alerting.
Okay, 2026 sounds like a significant step up in integration and capability. Now,
Yeah.
let's brace ourselves. Phase 3, 2027. Under this race scenario, what happens? This is where the AGI comes in.
This is the big leap predicted by the report, yes. If that race scenario unfolds as modeled, AI systems are predicted to transition into artificial general intelligence, AGI,
Yeah.
meaning capable of autonomously driving research, complex design, even operational decision-making, essentially thinking and problem-solving at or beyond human level across many domains.
And the speed.
The report talks about models running at potentially up to 100 times human cognitive speed, which could accelerate innovation maybe 1,000 times faster than human teams can manage today. It's mind-boggling, really.
So AI becomes this indispensable player, not just a tool.
Exactly. An indispensable actor across both digital work and, increasingly, the physical world, achieving superhuman performance in cognitive tasks like forecasting, strategy, complex analysis.
And controlling physical things. Robots.
Their ability to plan and control physical systems, robots, equipment is predicted to improve dramatically, leading to more reliable execution of multi-step tasks in the real world.
Okay, let's bring that down to the construction site in 2027. What does it look like? AI-driven robotics.
Yes, but with a caveat. The report is clear. Fully functional, adaptable, humanoid robots doing all sorts of tasks. That's probably still out of reach even in 2027 under this scenario.
Okay, so no C-3PO laying bricks just yet.
Not quite. But what does become feasible, thanks to the smarter AI, is that existing task-specific robots get way more useful. Think about layout robots, like those from Dusty Robotics that mark lines on floors. The AI could allow them to expand their utility to adjacent tasks, maybe hangar installation for pipes or ducts, for example, assuming you adapt the hardware.
So existing robots become more versatile, needing less direct human operation.
Precisely. Reducing the reliance on human operators for repetitive, physically demanding field work. And that's crucial, especially when you consider the labor situation. The U.S. construction industry is facing shortages exceeding 500,000 craft workers right now.
So this could directly address that bottleneck.
Potentially, yes. It means existing hardware investments become more valuable because the AI makes them more flexible.
What else in 2027? Maintenance.
Predictive and proactive maintenance gets a massive boost. AI is predicted to be able to synthesize all sorts of data, from sensors in the building, images, historical repair records, to proactively detect issues.
Before they even happen.
Ideally, yes. Detecting potential problems in buildings, bridges, infrastructure before they become critical failures, allowing for early interventions, improving safety, cutting repair costs, extending the lifespan of assets.
Does the source give examples of this yet?
Interestingly, no. The article notes that examples of this sophisticated predictive maintenance do not yet exist, but the underlying AI capability is forecast for 2027 in this scenario. Imagine AI predicting a pipe burst before a single drop leaks.
That's powerful. And then there's decision-making itself. How does that change by 2027?
This is maybe the most profound shift. AI systems are predicted to transition from just surfacing options or making suggestions to proactively recommending specific courses of action based on really comprehensive analysis.
So telling you what to do.
In a way, yes. For high-stakes decisions like which major project to bid on, the AI might propose the clear, best-fit decision for human approval. The human still signs off.
But for lower-risk things.
For lower-risk areas, maybe like selecting certain standard materials, the prediction is that AI agents could actually execute buying decisions autonomously. Minimal oversight needed.
Buying materials on their own.
That's the forecast. Again, the source cautions. Examples of this autonomous execution do not yet exist, but it's part of the 2027 picture being painted by the AI Futures Project report.
Wow. That really changes the labor dynamic, doesn't it?
Dramatically. The human role shifts much more towards strategic oversight, coordination, managing the AI, rather than manual execution or even lower-level decision-making.
It's not just about fewer jobs, but fundamentally different jobs.
Exactly. This scenario unlocks workforce automation across both the digital office work and the physical field work. The potential is drastically reduce labor requirements overall, while simultaneously improving speed and precision.
Okay, so facing this potential waves of change, rapid, maybe unavoidable, what should companies in the AEC industry be doing now? The article gives some concrete recommendations, right?
It does. It lays out a pretty clear call to action. First and foremost, develop a data strategy. Now, you absolutely need to understand your data. What's good data, what's bad data for training these AI models? Garbage in, garbage out still applies.
And this isn't just for the IT department, right?
No, absolutely not. The recommendation is to encourage all departments, design, project management, estimating, safety, finance, to start thinking about their own AI use cases and building their own roadmaps. How can AI help them?
Makes sense. What else?
Build some in-house AI capability, especially if you're a larger company thinking about enterprise-level implementation. Relying solely on outside vendors might not be enough or fast enough, given the pace of change. You need some internal know-how.
And you can't go it alone.
Definitely not. Partner up. Collaborate with others in the industry, peers, tech companies, startups. Share learnings, pool resources where it makes sense.
Yeah.
This is too big for one company to solve in isolation.
Need to invest too, presumably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Set aside dedicated funds for AI investments. And crucially, be prepared for some experiments to fail. That's part of the process. It's about learning and adapting, not getting everything perfect on day one.
What about the startup ecosystem?
The article specifically recommends investing in VC funds and startups focused on AEC tech, because those startups desperately need the industry's domain knowledge, our real-world problems, and our data to build solutions that actually work on a construction site, not just in a lab.
And finally, perhaps the most critical piece, the people.
Absolutely. Train your people. Invest in upskilling your workforce. You need to help them become modern, tech-savvy builders who are comfortable working alongside AI, who can orchestrate these new tools. You owe it to your workforce.
Okay. What a journey we've just mapped out. From these slightly clumsy, stumbling AI co-pilots in 2025, all the way to potentially integrated AGI and significant field automation by 2027. The pace of change outlined in this report, this scenario, it's breathtaking and maybe a bit scary.
It is, and it really brings us to the final, maybe most provocative thought for you, the listener. This transition, according to the sources we've discussed, it's framed as not optional. The article's closing message is powerful, waiting on the sidelines to see how AI reshapes construction. That's just not a viable strategy anymore.
Because if you wait too long,
Those who fail to engage, to adopt early, to experiment, they might find their roles, their company's relevance, fundamentally altered or even diminished. So the question becomes, what does it mean for you in your role in your company to start figuring out how to orchestrate both machines and people in entirely new ways, as the article puts it?
a challenging question, but one that seems increasingly urgent to ask.